Good morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you happen to be watching this. So this is the first of our Sunday series for relaxation. And next Sundays will be a little different, maybe a lot different than today's. So stay tuned for both. So my name is Jocelyn and I teach Tai Chi. And some of this is Tai Chi, some of it is something that relates to Tai Chi. But the main reason we're doing this on Sundays is because we want you to relax and de-stress from all the things that are going on around this world. So for this moment in time, push all that aside and just relax. And one of the best ways to do that is breathing. So we're going to start with breathing. Let me tell you what you're going to need for this time that we have together. You're going to be doing some of this lying down, so maybe a mat. And some of it you can sit in a chair or on a stability ball, some of it standing. And you'll have your choice because I want you to be very comfortable in whatever we're doing today. So diaphragmatic breathing is what we're going to start with. And diaphragmatic breathing is very important at many levels. One is it helps strengthen the deep stabilizers of the body. The deep stabilizers support the spine, support your body structure. You've probably heard this discussed in Pilates classes. And it's very important for us to keep those nice and strong. They'll protect us from injury, help us heal from an injury. Also, it affects the parasympathetic system. And the parasympathetic system, unlike our fight or flight sympathetic system, parasympathetic system is what helps us relax and de-stress. And that's what we want to do in today's world, is relax and de-stress. So breathing is a really good way to do it. You can do this breathing anytime. You can do it before you go to bed, when you wake up in the morning, any point in the day where you feel like you need it, just do it, okay? All right, so we have Christina and Kelly, and they are lying on the mat, and so I'm just gonna suggest that you lie down, because the easiest way to learn this form of breathing is lying down. So go ahead and find a place that you want to lie down. And your legs can be bent or straight, just depends on what's most comfortable for you. And the first thing I want you to do is take one hand to your chest and one hand to your abdomen. And I want you to breathe normally. Don't try to breathe in any particular way. We are going to, for the most part, inhale and exhale through the nose. But obviously this is allergy season, so if you have a problem doing that, just breathe any way that works for you. What I want you to notice is what moves on your inhale. So when you inhale, does the chest rise or does the belly rise? And take a few breaths just to experience that and think about that. So if your chest rises on your inhale, that means that that is the fight or flight breath. That is the stressful breath. So what we want to do is have a belly breath, it's sometimes referred to. So this breathing can be called diaphragmatic breathing, abdominal breathing. In the Tai Chi world, we refer to as Dantian breathing, because this is the location of the Dantian or the abdominals, and that's why it has those names. So what I want you to do is take some nice long inhales and exhales and breathe in. On your exhale, pull the belly in. When you inhale, release the belly. Exhale, pulling the belly in. Inhale, releasing the belly. So if you practice that, hopefully there'll be less going on here at the chest level. So what does this do? And I want you to keep breathing as I talk about this, is that obviously you're not putting air into your belly, but when the belly moves in this way, it creates more space for the lungs so you can breathe at a higher capacity. So take a few more breaths. If your mind starts wandering around, we sometimes call that monkey brain, just bring your mind to your breath. So I have people lying down because that's usually the easiest way to learn this breath. But we're going to also show you how you can do this seated. So I'm going to have Christina and Kelly come up to a seated position. So if you have a chair or a stability ball, grab that. And we'll show you how it can be done either way. So again, we're going to take hand to chest, hand to belly, and we're going to practice this breath. So inhale, and when you exhale, draw into the belly. And when you inhale, let it go. And if you find that you've been able to bring the breath to the belly, you can go ahead and relax your arms, or keep it there for a cue if you like. So go ahead and keep breathing, nice long inhales, nice long exhales. You might think as you're breathing in that you're breathing in all the goodness that life has to offer you. And when you exhale, you are strengthening your deep stabilizing muscles, so you are doing something really good for your body. You might think that after you exhale, when you let go with the inhale, that you're letting go of anything that might be bothering you, any troubles, any thoughts you just as soon not be thinking. So think about this as your time to relax, your time to do something good for yourself. Now, if you're one of those people that this is too much to try to sit or lie down and just breathe, I have something I'm going to add in for you. And this is a movement in Sun style Tai Chi that's called open and close. So bring your hands up as if you're holding a small ball. Fingertips point to the ceiling as long as that feels okay to you. If that's too much flexion of the wrist, just bring your hands to where it's comfortable. So this time you're going to involve hand movement with the breath. So as you inhale, separate the hands no farther than the inside of the shoulders. And then exhale, pressing back in. And you can bring the hands as close as you like without touching. So inhale to open, letting go. And exhale, hug everything in. So this is a Qigong exercise, a breathing exercise. Every time you inhale, just think to yourself, letting go. And exhale, draw in. And your hands are about at chest height. And you can go at whatever pace you like. You're going to want to go at the pace of your breath. So however long you inhale, you're separating the hands. However long you exhale, you're bringing the hands back together. So take a few more breaths like that. So one of the differences in doing this when you're seated is that you are required to consider your posture. When you're lying down, you don't have to think about it. So both Kelly and Christina are in beautiful posture. Sitting on a stability ball really aids with that because you have nothing to lean back against. So if you're sitting in a chair, you want to consider what kind of chair you're in. And maybe not the sofa that's all nice and soft and you just want to lean into it, but something where you can sit up nice and tall, creating more space for your organs, creating more space for your breath. And you can do this as long as you like. In Chinese tradition, everything's in multiples of 3, so if you want to count 3, 6, 9, 12, you can, or don't worry about that and just breathe. This is something you can do anytime, anywhere. And then when you finish the breathing, you just push your hands forward and bring them down. So here's some things you can think about with this breath in addition to what we just did. So what I'm going to have you do is bring your arms back up again, palms facing each other, and then sink into this position of open and close. So start with the breath, but think about your posture. Think about when you exhale, engaging those deep stabilizing muscles. So when you inhale, you can lengthen through the spine, and when you exhale, you're focusing on that contraction through the abdominals that strengthens your deep stabilizers. Something else that you can think about this time, think about moving against a gentle resistance. So as your hands move out and they move in, imagine there's a little bit of pressure there. So maybe when they come out, you're thinking about pulling taffy. Maybe when you press in, you're thinking about pressing into a small ball. There's a fine line between gentle resistance and tension or stress in your hands, so make sure you're relaxed. And then lastly, just focus on the breath. Inhaling, letting go, and exhaling, hugging everything in. And then push the hands forward and down. So since this is recorded, you can pause at any time. So if you want to practice any of these breath patterns, you can just pause it and practice, and then move on. So we're going to come to standing now. Realize that you can also do some of these seated. So if you're tired, if you are unable to stand for a length of time that we may be standing, feel free to take a seat, okay? So we're going to warm up the body with all its different joints, and we're going to try to reach all the major joints. And one thing that we really want to focus on is the Tai Chi principle of song. And it's spelled like sing a song, S-O-N-G, but it's really means relaxation through the joints, but still supported and still maintaining your structure. You can look it up if you want information about that Tai Chi principle. It was probably, it can be a little confusing, and there's no really good English word for it. But as we move, I want you to think about each joint opening, getting a little more lengthened. So let's go ahead and raise the arms up and think about that. So from here, think about, can you open the shoulders more? Can you open the elbows more? Can you open the wrist more? And can you reach through the fingers one joint at a time without getting stiff? And then bring the arms down. So we're going to think about that with some of these movements that we're going to do today. So you're going to stand with your feet about hip distance, parallel or slightly turned out, whichever is more comfortable for you. Of course, you can do this seated in a chair as well. So arms are going to rise. Breathe in. Breathe out as the palms come towards you and your chin presses gently toward the back of the neck. Breathe in as the hands come forward, and breathe out, bending your knees gently as chin comes toward the chest in a nice relaxed fashion. And inhale, arms rise. Maybe straighten the legs here. And exhale, pressing the chin back gently. Inhale, pressing out. And exhale as you come down. One more time. Going to do the next one involves a little bit of spinal rotation. So bring the arms up. You're going to separate the arms, one hand up, one hand down, and you're going to turn your arm to the side, bring it back to the center, and switch hands. Your gaze is going to be on the hands. So the spinal rotation I'm talking about is really cervical. If you like, let the hands pass each other on the way. And you're going to turn your head just in your range of motion, maybe increasing each time, but just in a nice relaxed fashion. If you wonder how to breathe, you can just breathe normally, or you can inhale as you separate the arms, and exhale as you bring them back. And bring the arms down. And gently roll the shoulders. So you're going to think about songing that shoulder joint. How open can you make that shoulder as you gently roll forward 3 times and back 3 times. One more time. This next movement is a Qigong exercise called Gather and Sync the Qi. So you inhale and gather the energy that's around you and you exhale and sink it to the dantian or your core, which is the storage house of qi or your energy. So you can also think about it as gathering all that's good around you and pushing away all that's negative. Inhale and exhale. Of course, you can pause this and do as many as you like. We're just doing 3 today. And then you're going to bring your arms as if you're holding a small beach ball, making sure you have space here. And this is where you might feel that song through the joints because you're nice and open. And bend the knees a little bit. This is spinal rotation, but focus on keeping your hips facing forward. So you're going to turn just a little bit, no farther than your leg, and imagine you have a ball in your hands and you're carefully turning it over. So inhale as you turn to the other side, and exhale as you gently turn that ball over. Visualize all the joints in your arms being nice and open and relaxed. And your gaze just follows over the top hand. We're going to finish this to the left. And turn it over and just bring it back to the center. Arms can relax. So here, we're going to focus on hips. Again, thinking about song, that principle of song, opening up through the hips. So you're going to sink all of your weight to one side. There is a balance component to this. So if you have balance challenges, you can take a chair nearby and keep one of your hands on the chair. Okay? So arms are going to go behind you. You're going to sink all of your weight to your right leg and then extend the left leg forward. And if you get right and left mixed up, it doesn't matter as long as you alternate. Then bring your foot to the middle, arms to the middle, and then raise your arms and extend your leg back and out behind you. And then everything back to the middle. And forward with the leg, backward with the arms. Everything to the middle. One more time. Reaching forward and back. Have a little shake. Sometimes hips can feel a little tight, so you want to release that. And we'll see what's going on the other hip. So now you're going to sink your weight to the left leg. And remember to sink straight down. That's why we use the word sink, don't lean. And then arms go back, heel taps in front of you, everything to the middle. Bring it back and out as the arms lift. Back to the middle. Extend forward, arms back. To the middle. And one more time. And then settle yourself into the center. So I'm going to move this chair out of the way a little bit, but know that you can always use it for balance, and you can always sit down as well. Okay, so still thinking about songing the hip joint. We're going to have the hands to one side, fingertips point forward like you're pushing into something. All of your weight is going to go to that side as well, so you're going to sink again, and then extend your opposite leg. Then to make it easy so you don't forget where those hands are going to be, you're going to bring that leg in and just bring them down like you're scooping out a walk, and then step out with the other leg as you press just a little bit, ever so gently on the other side, and come in and down. So pushing against a gentle resistance as you stretch out the opposite leg. And press. Think about opening and relaxing all of your joints. Nothing should be tight or stiff. Use your breath. And come back. Again, have a little shake. Okay, we're going to have gentle Tai Chi fists. And a Tai Chi fist is almost just like this. You should be able to see through it. So avoid tension. You want to relax. Okay, sink all of your weight to one side. I'm using my right, whichever one you want to use is fine. And you're going to bend knee, bend elbow, and just tap the floor and extend the arm. Bend knee, bend elbow, bring it back, and then shift your weight to the other side. Bend knee, bend elbow, extend and song the joints. Bring it back and sink. 2 more each side. Think about posture. Posture creates more open space for your organs and for your breath. You might think of inhaling as you lift, exhaling as you punch. And one more time. Gentle exercise. This one looks very similar to that one, except you're going to shift some weight. It's just going to be a little weight though, not all of your weight. So sink your weight to one side, and then bend knee, bend elbow, step down with the heel, and then punch as you shift some weight forward and back. So what's really nice about this movement is it incorporates every area of the body. So you have lots of joints to think about that you want to keep nice and relaxed. So hip, knee, ankle, shoulder, spine, and one more each side. And then you're going to bring your right hand to your lower abdominal region, left hand over top of the right, and you're going to sink into one leg. And we're going to song the ankle joint. So it's heel and ball, nice and slow. You might think about this as point and flex. Bring the foot back, shift your weight to the other side. Think about posture and breath. And bring that leg back, shift your weight to the other side, and this time you're going to think about your little toe touching down and then your big toe touching down. So you're kind of going side to side. And the other side. So do you find it a little easier to song the joints of the moving leg than the one that's supporting all of your weight? Yeah. And then bring that foot back in, and again, have a little shake. So we're going to do something called tapping. So tapping can be done in different ways. It can be the side of your hand, it can be the palm of your hand, whatever you'd like to do. I am going to sit in a chair. I will leave you standing, and the reason being is that if you want to get more of your body, and you don't have the support or the spine flexion to go lower, if you have back issues, for example, you're probably going to want to sit down. Okay, so let's start with the top arm. So we're going to just tap down, turn it up, tap up, and then we're going to switch arms. Now you can try tapping with the side of the hand, you can try the palm, open hand, and see what you think feels better for you. Okay, so I'm going to add a little massage here. You're going to take your thumbs, just if you press back where your ears are, and you'll feel the boniness of your skull, and then you'll feel a soft indentation. That's what you're looking for, and you're going to do a little massage. That's an acupressure point or acupuncture point, however you will look at it, that helps memory and brain health. So if you find yourself being forgetful, you might want to do this. It's very gentle and it's relaxing. Okay, we're going to move on to the legs. So this is where you might want to sit. But you're going to tap or pat, whatever you like, down the leg, and then up the side of the leg, moving into the inside of the leg and the back of the leg. And you can tap neck and shoulder, basically anywhere you want to, any place that feels tight. And then if you're on chair, you're going to scoot forward to reach whatever you can reach on your back. So that's tapping, and you can do that as much as you like, anywhere that you like. Okay, so we're moving on now to tense and release. And the reason we're tensing, because when you're trying to relax, tension is probably the last thing you're thinking about. Well, maybe it's the first thing you're thinking about, and you're trying to get rid of that. But the body often doesn't know how to let go or release. But if you send it signals of what the opposite is, then sometimes it can. So what you're going to do is push your feet into the ground really strongly. You can make a fist, or you can just reach out through your hands, whatever feels better, and you're going to tighten everything as you inhale. And when you exhale, let it all go. So you're going to inhale, tighten, and exhale, let it go. Inhale, tighten. Exhale, let it go. Okay, so we're nearing the end of our session here, and we're going to finish with lying down in just a minute, but we're going to do another set of gather and sync the chi. I find it a really relaxing movement. If at any time, let's say you've been working at a desk, it's really nice because it moves through the shoulder joints and it also helps to reduce stress. So inhale as your arms rise, and exhale as you sink. So I'm going to take you through the different joints of the arms on this next one. So this time, open up shoulder, elbow, wrist, hand. Bring it up and press it down. Elbow, shoulder, whoops, wrist, hand. Well, you know, not biomechanically correct that time. Let's do that again. Inhale, shoulder, elbow, wrist, hand, and exhale to push down. What's nice about that particular movement is you can do it at your desk. If you're at work, you can do it anywhere. Okay, so I'm going to have you invite you to come down to the floor to your mats or to your carpet or couch, bed, whatever you have. And we're just going to finish this with some more breathing. But I'd like to do a little guided relaxation first, in case you're not relaxed yet. And I invite you, when you watch this the next time, if you feel like you can follow me without listening to me, turn the volume off and just follow. Focus on the breath, relax, maybe have some nice music playing in the background, and that's going to help you relax too. So as you're lying down, I want you to think about the principle of song again, about an internal expansion of the joints. Think about a tree that's reaching out its branches. So it keeps reaching, opening up its branches for all of us to enjoy. And I want you to think first about your head. So when you think about your head, you may be thinking about a million things. Try to shut all that out with your breath. So let's come back to the breath. So you're going to inhale, let the belly rise, and exhale, draw it in. Every time you inhale and exhale, you're going to let go of anything that might be running through your mind and bring the focus back to the breath. So take a few breaths like that. And think about the area of your neck, a place that gathers a lot of tension. And see if you can breathe into the neck. Just imagine you're breathing into the neck. Inhale and exhale, not contracting, but letting go. So every time you exhale, think letting go. You're letting go of tension in your neck. You're letting go of tension in your mind. When you let go of tension in the mind, that's called jing, which means an internal quietness or calm, peace. As you start scanning your body, think about the shoulders, opening up through the shoulders. Our shoulders take a lot of heat, and we want to breathe into those shoulders and allow them to open and relax. Think about the elbows. Breathing into the elbow. Exhale, letting go. and the wrist. Breathing into the wrist. Exhale, letting go of all tension. And your fingers, one at a time. Breathe into those joints and exhale, let them go. Think about your spine, your chest, your torso. Inhale into all of those areas and exhale, let every bit of tension go. Think about the hips. Inhale, open the hips. Exhale, let the tension go. Your knees. Inhale into your knees and exhale, letting go. Ankles. Breathe into your ankles. Exhale, letting go. Feet and toes. Breathe in. Exhale, letting go. Scan your body for any tension you may feel in your muscles or anywhere else. Breathe into that area and exhale. Let it go. I'm going to have you bring your hands back into that open-closed posture, which you can do lying down, seated, or standing. Going to inhale to open those hands a little bit and exhale to close. So follow your own breath with that movement. Feel like there's a connection within the palms as you pull away and draw back in. Nice long inhales, nice long exhales. And then slowly reach your arms back down by your side, in whatever is a comfortable position for you. And now just focus on the breath, that diaphragmatic breathing. Nice long inhales, nice long exhales. If you need to bring your hand to your chest and your abdominal region to make sure that you're doing the parasympathetic breath, please do so. So breathe in. On your exhale, draw those deep abdominals and stabilizers in. Inhale, letting go. I hope you have enjoyed our time together today. I look forward to being with you next week. And you're going to bring your favorite tea to our get-together next week, our virtual get-together. Thank you.